Good morning. It is Monday, November 17th. I'm Whitney Turner. Thank you for joining us for Catch Up Quick, WVLT's daily fastcast, airing 10:30 in the morning, Mondays through Fridays. A Maryville police officer badly hurt in a crash during a security motorcade for Vice President J.D. Vance Friday evening. This morning, we're hearing more information about his condition. Officer Justin Brown had to have surgery on Saturday. Maryville Police Chief Tony Crisp tells us he made it through surgery, but he's still in the ICU in critical condition. Crisp says Officer Brown's injuries are significant, but he is making small improvements. Chief Crisp also added, quote, his progress is expected to be gradual. He will remain hospitalized for an extended period of time, but we are grateful for the improvement we've seen since Friday. And Knoxville police are still investigating a deadly shooting on I-640. It happened yesterday morning on West near Gap Road, leaving 2 people dead, another person in critical condition. Police say they believe the 3 victims were traveling together with a 4th person in an SUV. They say they think the car pulled over to the side of the road when the 4th man shot the victims and drove off without them. Now, detectives believe the car involved is a light-colored, newer model Ford Bronco with a Michigan license plate 26541GF. Anyone with information is asked to call East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers. We've got that number on your screen and inside your WVLT News app. You can stay anonymous. Well, the problems at Knox County's juvenile center will take years to fix. At least that's what county officials tell us this morning. Officials say during the old administration, people were not getting paid leave, causing an entirely new set of problems. Right now, Knox County cannot fill all of its open juvenile center positions because there isn't enough money yet. Mayor Glenn Jacobs says personnel files were in actual paper files rather than online, and the county is saying it's been hard to even find those. Big conversation for Knox County's HR Director Stephanie Candler, properly paying and getting benefits for employees.
It was discovered that pay was actually being docked when employees were out. And I said, what do you mean docked? And they said, we just don't pay them.
This caused the county to find out how much they owed those employees for these benefits. And since July 1, if every employee decided to leave, the county would have to be ready to pay out more than $600,000 to these workers. The county says it can hire 6 people by the end of the year, but it will not be able to fill more positions until next July. Commissioner Larson J says the reason behind not getting more positions filled is the budget is already set for this year. And the Tennessee Highway Patrol said a person was hurt after a fire truck rolled over in a crash in Anderson County last week. According to THP, the fire truck was traveling on West Norris Road on Wednesday evening when it ran off the right side of the roadway and rolled over. Troopers said the driver was hurt, but the passenger was not hurt in the crash. And a big win for the Vols Saturday on homecoming, taking down New Mexico State 42-9. One thing you may have noticed at the game was the absence of Boo Carter. He was put on the injury report, but was not in attendance at Neyland Stadium. And now we're learning he has been dismissed from the team. Our media partner VolQuest reporting the coaching staff met with Carter yesterday, and he's no longer a part of the program. You might remember during the summer, word came out Carter missed a handful of team activities. It wasn't until a few practices in to fall camp that he suited up, participating in team drills. Head coach Josh Heupel said then that there were standards Carter had to meet to get back fully practicing with the team. And with his absence at Saturday's game, coach was very brief about it in his post-game press conference.
At the end of the day, there's a standard you got to meet to be in that locker room, and so he was not out on the field with us. That'll be the last. That'll be my last response to anything related to that for right now.
Boo Carter posted this to his X account, thanking Tennessee and the fans, saying his season was cut short due to injury, and he's decided to enter the transfer portal. We're going to hear more from Coach Heupel at his weekly press conference today at noon. We'll stream that, of course, inside your WVLT News app and on our Facebook page. Well, if you drive on Clinton Highway every day, you know it can get pretty busy. But the city of Knoxville wants to make your ride safer and easier. 3 traffic lights on Clinton Highway are getting a new detection system. It's a video system to allow the city to monitor traffic and adjust light timing. More than 30,000 cars use the road every day. Knoxville Transportation Engineer Chief Karen McKeon says having cameras allows for more flexibility when it comes to adjusting traffic flow.
Change detection zones quickly and be able to make changes. We also have data collection that comes with the video, so that information is really valuable to us because we can use it to update signal timing. We don't have to actually go out and get turning movement counts and that sort of thing for data collection. It's already being done with the camera system.
She says the camera won't be recording license plates or other personal information. An East Tennessee woman has pleaded guilty to charges related to her involvement in an online group that physically abused monkeys. DOJ said Katrina Favret of Greenville worked with others to create and distribute videos depicting acts of sadistic violence against baby and adult monkeys. Favret was indicted back in June. She pleaded guilty earlier this month to conspiring to create and distribute so-called animal crush videos, and she pleaded guilty to a second count addressing a specific video she solicited. Well, the Gatlinburg Police Department says there's a new phone scam going around you need to be aware of. Here's how it works. The scammers call you, posing as officers demanding money, or they'll threaten to arrest you. Some of these calls are even coming from Gatlinburg phone numbers. Well, police say they'll never ask for money over the phone, and if you get these calls, do not interact or provide any personal information. Instead, call the Gatlinburg Police Department and directly report it.
And now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Belle Oliver.
Well, good Monday morning. Starting off on our Monday with plentiful sunshine. Look at this view behind me. Across downtown Knoxville, mostly clear conditions. Not even a cloud in the sky there. Temperatures sitting into the upper 40s right now. 48, we had a pretty chilly start, but now everyone starting to warm up slightly. Upper 40s, some places into the low 50s across East Tennessee this morning. And we'll be warming up into the upper 50s and lower 60s later on this afternoon. Keeping a mostly clear and sunny sky today. 58 in Knoxville by that 4 o'clock hour on Monday. Down to the low 60s in parts of Athens. 56 towards Crossville. And sitting around 60 degrees in Pigeon Forge. So a nice day to get outside and enjoy this nice weather. Before we track a few chances for some rain later on this week. Also, this week is unsettled. We're talking warmer temperatures sitting in the low 70s at times, and also a good chance for some rain over the next few days. That all kind of starts tomorrow. A little bit warmer tomorrow, 66 degrees for your Tuesday. Most of the day is looking dry, gusty at times with some winds from the southwest. So let's track out that rain for you again. As you're waking up Tuesday morning, a few clouds out there, but things are looking pretty nice for Tuesday. Will be mostly cloudy by the afternoon. It's until later on into the evening we could see a few more of those showers start to push through, especially along the Tennessee and Kentucky state line is where we expect most of that rain for Tuesday night to be. We could see a few of those showers slip in overnight into Wednesday morning as well. So heading out the door very early in the morning, that's a look at 4 o'clock. So maybe a wet start to your Wednesday, but things we start to clear out by Wednesday afternoon with some sunshine return as well. So a rainy start to the week. Is everyone going to see rain? No, but we will keep a chance for rain going throughout the rest of this week and heading into Friday and Saturday. That's when we expect that next big push of rain as far as widespread coverage goes Friday night going into Saturday as well. Most of us picking up between a half of an inch. Could see some spots getting up a little bit over an inch, but kind of like I talked about along that Tennessee-Kentucky state line, you guys are going to be picking up most of that rainfall over the next few days going into Saturday. So things are sunny today. Get outside, enjoy the nice weather. Before we pull in a little bit more rain chances for the rest of this week, notice we're in the low 70s, some warm afternoons, but still tracking a chance for some scattered showers and storms.
All right, Belle, thanks so much. Tennesseans who rely on the government for food can expect their full benefits to return this week. The Tennessee Department of Human Services announced that the U.S. Department of Agriculture sent out guidance to states on issuing full SNAP benefits for November. Moving forward, recipients can expect their scheduled funds to return on the normal date. The government shutdown forced many federal programs, including SNAP, to halt operations until lawmakers could agree on how to fund the government. Well, the FAA announced today all flight cuts due to the shutdown will end. It comes just 10 days out from Thanksgiving, the busiest travel weekend of the year. And over this past weekend, the FAA started lifting flight restrictions as more air traffic controllers are returning to work. Travel experts tell CNN that call-outs of air traffic controllers have been minimal. And being essential workers during the shutdown, that meant air traffic controllers were expected to work with no pay. Union leaders speaking on the issue said many of them could no longer come in.
The stresses, the pressure, the fatigue is setting in. Air traffic controllers are texting, I don't even have enough money to put gas in my car to come to work.
But now pay has resumed, and travel experts say air traffic controllers are also seeing back pay. Obviously, this news is a relief for many people who are expecting to travel over Thanksgiving. And new information today on the ByHeart baby formula recall. The infant botulism outbreak has grown now to at least 23 babies in 13 states. That includes one case in Kentucky, but none have been reported in Tennessee. Botulism is caused by a bacteria that can attack the nervous system. There have been no deaths reported. The recall was expanded to include all unexpired cans and single-serve packets. The future of Chilhowie Park is a hot topic for people in Knoxville. It all started after Emerald Youth's proposal to buy a piece of land to build a sports and recreation facility. You might remember Knoxville City Council voted to withdraw that proposal back in September. Now, more than a dozen people are gathering the community's ideas about what to do for Chilhowie and how to invest into East Knoxville. Vivian Shipe is from I Am the Voice of the Voiceless. She helped host a community meeting in East Knoxville, and she says one goal is to open Chilhowie Park to the public.
What we're wanting to do is open up those gates, and let us use those for the venues immediately before we start looking at long-term development of the area.
Tanner Jessel says East Knoxville could use a local park. He says a lot of people drive out to other parks, so this would keep people in the community.
More equitable for us to have a local park that is on the same level of care and development as Victor Ashe Park or Lakeshore Park.
Well, Shipe says they'll host more meetings across Knoxville to get everyone's thoughts and ideas for Chilhowie. A session is slated for November 22nd, then another meeting is set for December 6th. And the city of Knoxville is inviting you to a meeting next month focusing on development plans for South Knoxville. The city has been working to build a pedestrian bridge that would connect UT's campus and the southern side of the Tennessee River, which a multi-million-dollar plan would redevelop. That plan includes more housing, stores, a river walk as well. They want to hear your thoughts about it. That meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 8th at the Kerbella Temple on Kerbella Avenue. And every December, thousands of East Tennesseans honor veterans by placing wreaths on their graves. It's all part of Wreaths Across America Day, and the group is looking for donations and volunteers ahead of the holiday season. You can either sponsor a wreath or you can volunteer to place them on gravestones across the area. The Knoxville National Cemetery says they're trying to get more than 8,000 wreaths sponsored. Right now, they're 73% toward that goal. If you're interested in helping out, we've got the information inside your WVLT News app. Wreaths Across America Day is December 13th. And WVLT is proud to be your official station of the Vols. The Vols moved up another spot in the AP Top 25. They're sitting at number 20. Alabama fell 6 spots to number 10 after their loss to Oklahoma. Texas dropped all the way to 17 after a blowout loss to Georgia. And up next for the Vols, a trip to Gainesville, taking on Florida. That game is Saturday night at 7:30. And the 20th ranked Tennessee basketball team is back on the hardwood at Food City Center tonight, taking on Rice. The Vols are 3-0, coming off a win over North Florida last week. Tip-off tonight is at 8:30. And we're getting another update on the beloved retired mascot, Smokey 10. You might remember we told you back in October he was diagnosed with kidney cancer. His caregivers say he recently had a checkup with the UT College of Veterinary Medicine oncology team. They say his weight is holding steady, his appetite remains unchanged, and his energy levels are good. His caregivers also say he spent a memorable night howling at the Northern Lights last week.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
On this date in 1863, the Siege of Knoxville began. Although Tennessee was a Confederate state, support for the Union was strong in East Tennessee, and Knoxville was under Union control. On this date, Confederate General James Longstreet began a siege of Knoxville that would last just 2 weeks. 25,000 Union soldiers were deployed from Chattanooga to Knoxville to chase Longstreet and his army away. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can stay up to date on WVLT.tv, inside your WVLT News app, and on WVLT social media pages. We'll have your top headlines here at noon.